Going into 2026, one thing I want to do better about is putting out more content, long form content on YouTube. That's not videos on demand, reposts from TikToks, anything like that. Just full fledged videos. And one way I think that I can start that off on a good note is with a positive mentality, talking about the 10 people or the 10 groups within WWE and AEW that I think are going to have breakout stars or breakout years in 2026, or at least that should, based on what's going on right now. And to start that off with number 10, I have to go with Zarya. Now, they've been pushing the breakup angle and dragging it and adding more and more tension between Zarya and Sol Ruka on NXT. I really thought that they were going to do more, maybe a moment with them during the Deadline Iron Survivor match. Whether Zarya came out and just speared Sol Ruka, or she went for it and hit someone else, or just made an appearance, and kind of glad they didn't and let it be its own thing. I'm actually surprised with them having the Evolve champion come in and win that. No one really expected that, and I do think that's cool. But I think you could have had a Zarya moment in there. I think that they're going to use this to be the bridge to push Sol Ruka to the main roster and have Zarya work a little bit longer in NXT, working on her promos and her solo presentation that Sol Ruka's got that she hasn't, as a heel. Now, I would love for her to just destroy Sol Ruka at the end, win or loss. If she loses, have her destroy her after, but have a big blow off match and then kind of just go on a tear. That's one thing with the NXT women's division. I think they need a monster heel. And between her brutal fucking spear, her F5, her presentation, the way she brought in originally, I think this is the way to do it. I think that she's proven that she can have those good matches and have the decent emotional promos. So I think this is going to be her breakout year within NXT after their breakup with Sol Ruka. The next one would be the Sisters of Sin over in AEW. That's Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And if you want to throw Thekla in there, you can. I think she's also going to have a great year. I totally see that, especially after Blood and Guts and how incredible they were and how much they pushed themselves and bled and fought. And just Blue Sky, or Sky Blue, having that whole face of blood from the start is such an iconic photo for them. They absolutely crushed it. And I totally see them using this and the feud that they have currently with Jamie Hayter to push Thekla either towards the TBS title, since they're having Mercedes Moné start her spiral, or even have some world title matches that I think would be great with her and Chris Statlander. Sisters of Sin, unfortunately, they did lose going into the semifinals and then the finals of the inaugural women's tag team tournament. I do think that it was the right call, because I do still think that they're going to have Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa win, to have the Sisters of Sin come in after, be their first big opponent, and have a surprise win. You can move these around a little bit and then have a long-term booking, long-term reign, but I definitely think having the initial star power of Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm, and then have them fight the Sisters of Sin with them winning the belts, even if it's brief, is going to be what gives them more TV time and more credence moving forward. Another one that I think is going to be really good is going to be Bronson Reed. Now, he's had an incredible year. He did the matches with Roman Reigns. He's a part of the vision. I really want to see them put him, maybe not necessarily in the Intercontinental title division. If they bring someone else in, have them go crush everybody in the tag division. Because the Raw tag division is kind of deserted. They are bringing the Usos back into there. You could write that in with Bronson helping destroy the Usos. If you want to give him an Intercontinental run, I'd wait for it to be off of Dom. But definitely someone who deserves more time in the sun and more title reigns, for someone who's so good and gotten himself in way better shape, way better promos, and that tsunami still looking absolutely devastating. With the Vision, I think they're going to push all the titles on them this year, with Braun Breaker going for the world title. Give Bronson some more spotlight too, because he's just as good. Um, the next one is going to be JD McDonough. Now, I don't see him separating from the Judgment Day anytime soon, even if they start to show cracks. But especially after his one-on-one with Ilya, we already knew he could be a workhorse and have banger after banger matches. And he loves to do the crazy spots like no one else wants to. Like when he got thrown off the cage into an RKO a couple years back with War Games. Give JD some more singles spotlight. Um, have him go after the Intercontinental title after Dom loses it. Have him go after the U.S. title more. Give him some opportunities because he can talk, he can move, he's still young, and he's had so many good matches. He just really needs a shot. Another one is Lyra Valkyria. I originally was not a huge fan of hers, but this last year or so, I've really grown as a fan of hers, especially after her feud with Becky. I think their matches were incredible. I think overall her presentation's gotten a lot better. I think she's gotten a lot better with her promos and getting a feeling out of them. Her matches have always been incredible. Um, I think that this is going to be a breakout year for her. I think she's going to be in the world title picture for sure. And if she isn't, that's insane because she's further along now than where Becky Lynch was at the same point in her career. And they really just need to give her a rock and push her to the moon because her and Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, Lash Legend, they're all going to be the women's main eventers going forward. So give Lyra more singles feuds, give her those chances, give her the title picture. Um, I understand if you don't want to push her back into the intercontinental scene, but for sure she should be in the world title picture, if not the world title champion by the end of the year. Um, Another one from where they've impressed the hell out of me is Carmelo Hayes. He's been kind of floundering. They haven't given him a ton to work with, other than working a little bit with the Miz and then that heel turn recently. But they could give Carmelo more matches, give him a feud, give him a best of 7 with Ilya Dragunov. That would be what puts butts in seats. Is give him a best of 7. If you want to throw a stipulation at the end like they tend to do, you could totally do that. Give them a best of 7 series, especially with them giving 3 hours to SmackDown again. Have dedicated time for Carmelo and Ilya to feud. They can have tons of great matches. They can really make that U.S. title shine. Gives both of them, some story and some bite into it, other than Ilya just absolutely killing everyone. And it gives them both, that rise up, just like it kind of did with John Cena when he went against Booker T. It built him. It would give them both something to do. Build both of them up. Same thing with Sheamus versus Cesaro, that best of 7. Do the same thing, but instead of a tag team, just have it be the best of 7. He's great. He's good on the mic. He's got good presentation. He's incredible when it comes to social media. Just have him break out, and I think this is the year to do it. Especially with all the injuries going, you have plenty of time and the extra hour on SmackDown. To go along with that, Ilya Dragunov. So he's already U.S. champ. He came back from the injury. Ilya is one of my top guys for WWE right now. He's absolutely incredible. Everything he does makes it look like he's either getting killed or killing someone. He's very intense. He's got a good presentation. He's got the good gimmick. He's good on the mic. He presents well as a champion. He looks vicious even though he's not the biggest guy. Push him to the moon and have him contain or control that U.S. title with an iron grip all the way up to WrestleMania. Do a multi-man ladder match for WrestleMania. Have him do a gauntlet at Mania. Have him show, I am the Mad Dragon. I'm here to stay. This is my title. This is my land. This is my claim to it. And have him put everyone down. Even have him win that and use the U.S. title up until Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, whatever it may be, and then drop it. Give him a long run with it, just dominating that field. Absolutely crushing it. Keep the open challenge going. And keep him consistently the best thing on SmackDown. The next one that I would put on here is going to be Josh Briggs. He doesn't get as much credit as he should, I think, honestly. He's good. He's not the best, but he's pretty good on the mic. His matches are always good. He's got that JBL-esque clothesline. He's got a good moveset. They need more big men on Raw and SmackDown. Have him come in and just kind of dominate the field. I don't think he fits anywhere like particularly with a group or faction. I think just have him come in, start running roughshod, kind of just say, hey, I'm the big guy here. I'm just going to start taking heads. Have him start with a feud with, the Intercontinental Champion when Dom loses it, or have him come up and go into like a little tournament or whatever it may be. Just give him a chance, or having him do little feuds. Have him feud with Sami Zayn. He can look like he's absolutely crushing Sami Zayn. Have him destroy him. Have him destroy Carmelo one week. Have him destroy JD in a match, have him, run roughshod, and then push him to the moon. I don't see him being a world title or a world champion this year, but definitely give him some time, some matches, and push him, especially again with that third hour on SmackDown. Push him. And then the final one that I think is going to have an absolute banger 2026, or at least should, would be Jay White. Now, he's been out on injury for a long time from AEW. Hopefully, Colton Gunn comes back pretty soon for the Bang Bang Gang. But Jay White, I think, would be the absolute perfect person to come in and take the belt off of Swerve, because I think they're going to have Samoa Joe drop the world championship to Swerve. And instead of it going immediately back to Swerve Hangman, have Hangman go after Hook a little longer, have him go after Joe a little longer, focusing on the ops. Once that world title is off of Joe and Swerve's saying he's the man, the perfect person to come in would be Jay White, have him steal that win, say, hey, I've been beating everyone. I beat Hangman before I left. I beat all your top guys. I just didn't capture the title, and now I'm back, and that's my goal. Have him win it. Have him do, bullshit chicanery if you want with the Bang Bang Gang. Have him win it, and then if you want, you can hot potato it back and forth for a little bit. Have, Swerve Strickland beat him for it after a month, couple months, whatever it may be, and then MJF comes back and goes right into the title picture. Maybe you bring Kyle Fletcher in at that point. But I think the perfect person would be returning Jay White with the Bang Bang Gang, taking the belt off Swerve after he's defeated Joe and the Ops, and cement him as a main event so that you have even more you can mix in. And that's honestly who I think is going to have the breakout year. That's what I'm hoping for. Who do you think is going to have their breakout year this coming year? And who are you looking most forward to seeing go into 2026? Even if you don't think they're going to have a breakout year, who are you excited to see what they do?